All right, YouTube. It's your boy Simon Miller here, talking like he's like a like a young YouTuber, which I am not. Before we say anything, my skin tone is going to look really weird because the studio light there, and I went and got a spray tan because I got a wrestling match tomorrow. But as anyone knows, if you ever get spray tan and then you stand on the studio lights, it makes you look like you're dying. It makes you look like you got jaundice. So I've answered that question now before I get all the comments going, Miller, what's wrong with your skin? I get it, right? I get it. Actually, doesn't look that bad. I didn't need to mention that. I've just realised. I don't mind, though. It's all about being honesty on these streams. Let me move my seat down. I still got to get a new setting for my mic as well. I know my micing's sort of right in my face, but we'll sort that eventually. Anyway, point is, these are kind of like cheap plugs in many ways. If you don't know, I got a Patreon, patreon.com/Simon316. Link in the description below. We always do a weekly Q&A on there, so I promise every couple of months we do a live Q&A like this to give you an experience. If you want to come along and support me, it's how I do all my stuff. I'd appreciate it. And if not, we can just have some fun on YouTube. That's pretty much it. So you can ask whatever question you would like. There's no rules. There's no regulations. If I don't want to answer it, I just either won't read it or I'll tell you, you know what? Don't want to answer that. And you can take of that what you... I don't know what you could ask me that I wouldn't answer. But yeah, you can literally ask whatever you want. I'll answer as many as I can within the next 20, 30 minutes. Obviously, if you throw some money in the super chat, I'll definitely answer yours. That sounds like real cheap, but I'm just being honest with you. That's what I've always been about on YouTube, honesty and transparency. Non-WWE guy, where's my Why podcast? You're right. I am starting a new podcast. I was going to do it today, but I was rushing around and I thought I wanted to give it the time it deserved. So next week, I am going to start a new podcast called Why with Simon Miller. The first one's going to be about the new Avengers movie. And we're just going to do stuff like this, but it's going to be a podcast dedicated to what's going on in the world. So it could be news, politics, entertainment, movies. I just like talking. So we are going to do that next week. Jay Major, I hope I got that right. Do you interact with the WhatCulture guys outside of work, or are they purely co-workers? Well, they're not purely co-workers. They're my boys. But all the WhatCulture guys work up in Newcastle, and I work down in London. So we see each other when we can. I always try and hang out with them when I have a Defiant show, which I do tomorrow, by the way. If you're up in Newcastle and want to come down, there's a few tickets remaining. Just go to Defiant Wrestling web's page, and you can get everything there. But no, we just live miles away. So we stay in touch. We're always talking. Throwing ideas here, there, and everywhere. But no, they're not my co-workers. I think everyone at WhatCulture is closer than that. I think it's quite a close unit. Real One OTJ, do you think Keith Lee should be a future WWE champion? Absolutely. And you can go on my Twitter at Simon316 right now. I forgot to put all that stuff in my Stupid Things That Matter. And I said that a long time ago. First time I saw Keith Lee was when he performed at a Defiant show. I was way late on the ball with him. And as soon as I saw him and talked to him, I thought, this is the guy. This is the guy. And I think he's smashing in NXT, and I'm excited to see what he does next. But yeah, absolutely. Lewis Middleton, not a question as such. I just want to say your videos help me with so much, so I just want to say thank you, man. Lewis, anytime anyone says that, you make my day. It's a real legit smile, that is. Thank you very much. You help me as well with the support and motivation you give that back to me. It makes me, it's inspiring to me. So thank you very much. Pharaoh Gaming Tech, why, Simon? Just why? Here's why, right? Slap your head and all of that. Oh, wow. Shout out to Guan Oliver, get a hand on the heart super chat, who just chucked some money into the mix, and the super chat, I should say. And Tom W. Hart, who said, not a question, I just like you. Ha ha. But that means a lot to me, Tom. It really does mean a lot to me. Like, support like that blows my brain. It just does. I'm just some bald idiot on the internet. Thank you, man. Yeah, it really, really does. That means a lot. Brad Hannon, Simon, do you think Chris Jericho will return to WWE one day, or has he burned his bridges since signing for AEW? No wrestler ever burns their bridges with WWE. If Jeff Jarrett can come back, and Hulk Hogan can come back, and the Ultimate Warrior can come back, one day Chris Jericho could absolutely come back. No two ways about it. Absolutely could happen. Lotus, is it Locatus? Is that right? Locutus. I'd say Locatus. I hope I got that right. Shout that, super chat. Take these bits, you sexy bloke. Well, I'll take that too. Man, I'm going to do more of these Q&As if you're just going to rub my ego like that. Thank you, Locatus, which I probably got wrong, but I tried real hard, and that's all that matters. My man Spaz Phoenix in the super chat, always supporting. I never get a chance to be here live. Work takes our phones away now, lol. I used to work in a place like that. We weren't even allowed social media. Imagine anyone saying that now. It would never happen. Would you consider more weekend content? Just asking. Also, hashtag WhatCulture Live Toronto. Hashtag Simon Miller Experience. Cheers from Canada. Make sure you check out my man Spaz Phoenix out on YouTube too. I probably should do more weekend content. I always mean to. At the moment, I kind of throw the gaming podcast up there when I can, but I've got some ideas. So yes is the answer. I need to plan it in better. So Spaz, I will start doing that. Next week, life gets a bit more normal again. So let's try and get some weekend content. I would like to do one video a day. So even if I'm going to be out and about doing wrestling or whatever, I should pre-plan it. So yes, Spaz. That's a very good idea. I will do my best to live up to that. Shout out to Gwen Oliver again, who just put some money in the super chat. Isn't it nice? I really love my community. And not just because you give me money and stuff. It's not that. It's the inspirational words. Like, I put a video up on my Twitter earlier at Simon316, just with my a little snippet of my comeback at Defiant Wrestling last week. And so many people say nice words. And it's just, it's great. It's awesome. And I know there's some people out there, not within YouTube, but outside of YouTube, that don't get it. But I get it. And I love it. So... Tom talks rubbish. Would you ever work just on this channel full time? I mean, who knows what the future holds? I'd like to be at WhatCulture for as long as I can be. I love working there, but I'm trying to dedicate as much time to this so it feels like a full-time channel. I like to work, if you hadn't worked it out. So hopefully I can make it feel like this is a full-time thing. But I'll never turn opportunities down. That's just the way I live my life. I think you should throw yourself into everything. I just think it's a good way. I just think it's a good way to be. Megalodon. Hey, Simon. Considering you have experience working out and transforming your body like madness, you inspired me to improve myself as well. Those kind of comments make me go crazy too, because that's when I was younger. That's what Triple H did for me, for example. One question though: is there a distinct gap on my? There is a distinct gap on my chest. Advice. Right, when it comes to things like that in your body, remember, sometimes that's just the way that you're built. And if you do have a gap on your chest, absolutely add in more flies, any kind of flies, dumbbell flies, cable flies, whatever. And that is going to build up the middle of your chest the most so that it will work. But if you are just a guy that has, if that's the way you're built, like Kofi Kingston, right? He's got a weird chest, probably from injury. Just embrace it, man. This is something I've learned so much over the last few years. Any kind of weird body parts you've got that you think are like, oh, that's strange, embrace it. You're unique. No one else has that but you, and I think that's damn cool. So I think you should, if that's how your body grows, man, good. You're different from anything else. Let me find where I don't want to miss anybody. Yes, I've missed some super chats. We can't do that. That's not fair. Brandon Melancon, any Simon Miller merch? I just saw that one. I'm going to pimp it out. SimonMiller.bigcartel.com. There's a link in the description. There's 4 bits of merch up there now. You can go get it. Any support there would rock. Right, super chat. William Tallman in the super chat. Where do you see the women's title picture on both brands by next year's Mania? Well, I think what they should do is I now think they should get the women's SmackDown title back to Charlotte. Keep it on Becky for a year, the Raw one, and then build to Becky versus Charlotte at WrestleMania 36. I think with the right build and the right story and give it a whole year like Cena and Rock did, I think that could really get people interested and keep the women's evolution, whatever they're calling it, alive. So some people say they don't want it anymore, they're bored of Charlotte, but I think they both feel like main eventers, and I feel like there's one last piece of that puzzle to be told, much like Austin and The Rock. I know I'm in the minority with that. I've seen the internet and Twitter. That's just what I think. That's just what I'd like. So... come shoot me down. Happens all the time. It's the internet, right? Can say whatever you want. Bo Adkins, I'm going to get to you once this works. Were you ever close with Adam B? I presume you mean Adam Blompied. Yeah, as much as I was with any of the WhatCulture guys. Again, complete transparency. Haven't chatted to him now in a long time. But much like everyone that I know, I send out nothing but good vibes to people. I hope he's doing well. I hope he's in a good place. And I hope he's feeling positive. I hope everyone's feeling positive. I just do. It's just the way I live my life. Tom W. Harter in the super chat. Yes, a bald idiot, but my favourite bald idiot. Hey, laugh my ass off. I'll take it, man. As long as I'm your favourite something, I'll do it. And I am bald and I am an idiot. I've said that for the last, how long have I been in this YouTube thing? 10 years? I've known I was an idiot from a very young age, and I'm proud on it. Mr. Self-Destruct, opinions on deathmatch wrestling. I respect it. I respect it massively that people do that, but would I do it? Probably not. I don't think I have the cojones or the moxie to pull it off. I just don't think that's my thing. But I would never say that you shouldn't do it. I think, each to their own. And, if I'm going to say, deathmatch wrestling is terrible, somebody could easily turn around and say, okay, well, this thing you like is terrible. So I think there's a place for it. It's obviously a following, so there are fans that want to see it, but it's not personally to my taste. And I think that's kind of as far as it goes. But I think wrestling should try and offer something for everybody within reason. And that's clearly, again, taken off. And the Japanese have been doing it for years. So, no, yeah, keep it going. I don't watch much of it, to be honest, which is why I don't really have much to say. I've kind of seen the stuff that Mick Foley did back in the day because that was kind of within my wheelhouse. But ultimately, Yeah, I don't know. I don't know would be my answer. Shout out to John Rollings, who supported in the super chat. Much appreciated, John. I hope you're having a great day. Oh man, the super chat thing's gone nuts. If I miss anyone, let me know, because that's terrible. Guan Oliver. Hey, it's pronounced Gion or Gion. It's Gion. Oh, thank you, dude. I got it named wrong. Then you pronounced me. It's pronounced Gion. Sweet. Gion, welcome. Thank you, man. Super chat. Have some slapping. What do you think the biggest issue AEW will have? Good question. Well, getting a mainstream audience and proving that their audience isn't just a very, very loud fan base on social media. Don't get me wrong, they're smashing it. They really are. They're doing great. But we don't actually know what their fan base is right now. So I think that is coming up with a weekly TV product that makes people want to stay tuned in. You know, WWE's having that problems now, not for want of trying. And establishing these new stars as stars. Like, because you and I, wrestling fans, may know a lot of them. But outside of that bubble, it's up to AEW to tell you, if you don't know, you're a more casual fan, while they are stars. I'm trying to think of a wrestler now. I won't name one because that will sound weird. But a lot of the people they've got on board that they want to tell fans, oh, these are big deals, they've now got to prove why. So yes, I think they're all the things. And just reminding people, getting the word out there, hey man, we do have now a viable alternative to WWE. And ensuring when they do weekly TV, that it doesn't feel like WWE. As soon as it starts feeling like WWE, you get a TNA situation, and I don't think we want that. So they would be all my takes, Gion. I've got it now. I'll never forget. Once it's in there, we're all good. V Branton, I assume that's Vicky. So we'll give you I know Vicky, she's very supportive. What fake tan do you use? Good luck tomorrow. I'm not gonna lie to you, Vix. I just go to like a salon or whatever and go, look, I don't know what I'm doing, and they help me out. I still screwed it up. It came off my arms a little bit already, but I'm like, you know what, I don't care. If people want to look at me and go, Millie, your fake tan's crap, I go, you know what it is, but I tried. I kind of would rather do sunbeds, but they're bad for you. So, and good luck tomorrow as well. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. It should be good. Who knows what's going to happen? I'm sure there'll be the ring. I don't think it's the best I'll ever do, because I'm going to be nervous, and it's the first time I've done it in a while. But we'll see. As I've said multiple times on here, on Twitter, and who knows where else, you can't turn opportunities down. And you've got to embrace these things. So I don't want to be 90 and looking back and going, what if? I mean, I won't make it to 90. I'm too stressed. That's a joke. But yeah, you just have to embrace these things. So, yeah, we'll see. Shout out to William Tallman, who actually became a member of the YouTube channel. That does tie into my Patreon too. I actually didn't do it today. I'm sorry. I'll make sure I post the link in there. I'll always post the link in the community feed for members, and you can come join the Patreon Q&A that we do. That's just another way to do it. So shout out to William. Much appreciated there. It's DJ. Shout out to you as well, man. Just throwing some money in the super chat. Baz Phoenix again. My man, make sure you check out his YouTube stuff. Again, with all the talk of the Sasha stuff, I've collected a hell of a lot of Sasha stats, chances, and exposures WWE gave her that people may have forgotten. I slipped up in your Instagram DMs with it. All right, I'll check it out. The Sasha Banks stuff is interesting at the moment. It certainly seems to have divided opinion. I would say 50% of people think it's good that she's standing up for herself, and 50% of people kind of think that she should just do what the company tells her. Let me know. Let me know in the comments below. You for Sasha Banks? You against Sasha Banks? I'm intrigued. Tom W. Harter again. I'm off. Had fun with my £12. Have a good day. Dude, honestly, man, you give me £1, £10, £100. People don't believe. They think I'm being disingenuous. I'm not. The fact that we have people watching this now, the fact that we have people supporting in the super chat, the fact we have people asking questions, it blows my mind. I feel like I'm lucky. I feel like I'm blessed to be able to do this, and long may it continue. I've certainly always worked hard, but as we talked about before on my vlogs, working hard certainly doesn't mean that you're definitely going to get success. Success is a crazy thing that there's loads of different parameters that add up to make it a tangible thing. And long may it continue, and long may I have more. I'm always looking for the next opportunity. I talked about this earlier on a podcast that I did, but right now I'm happy, and a big reason for that is the people out there watching this. So thank you. Brennan Ball, what's your favorite workout song? Well, that changes all the time. Like it could be. Let's go through. What's the last thing I listened to? I got a playlist. So I was listening to a band called Discarnate. They smashed. I listened to Aleister Black's theme. That was good. New Periphery album. I've been listening to that. Always Metallica if it comes on. Ice Nine Kills. Got to listen. Slipknot. Got some Metro Boomin and Travis Scott on there. Dre. Some Joyner Lucas, some Trivium. It all depends. Sometimes I can listen to a track constantly throughout a session, and then I get really excited about going to the gym the next day, and I'm like, I don't want to listen to it anymore, because you burn yourself out on songs. So it changes all the time. Spaz Phoenix, what are the 3 things you want to see at SummerSlam? Oh, bro. A huge US Universal and WWE title match. So something like Brock Lesnar versus Seth Rollins rematch, because I think that would be awesome. Or something like that. I can't think of a name, but I want both those matches to feel great. And whoever has the WWE Championship, I don't want them to feel like B pay-per-views. I hate that term. I want them to feel like big deals. Hopefully the same for the Intercontinental and Universal Champ. I'd like to see a unification for the Intercontinental and US title there. I don't think we will. What else would I like to see? I don't know. That's a great question. What 3 things would you want to see at SummerSlam? It really depends on where we are. Hopefully the introduction of this new network they were talking about in the financials. I think that would be a great time to drop it. They said later in the year. So if we can tie it in with all these new features they're apparently going to have, I think it will make SummerSlam feel like a big deal. I think after WrestleMania this year, it's even more imperative that they go on this push of making SummerSlam feel like WrestleMania 2. So I will say that. Let's make it feel awesome. Gion. Oliver, my man, super chat, tap the heart. Gotta go, man. You and the WhatCulture staff really made me love wrestling again. Thanks for the great content. Dude, always like to hear that. Puts a smile on my face. And thank you, man. Thank you for your support. Like, I couldn't do any of this without the support. There's just no way I could do it. There's no way I can do it. Megalodon in the super chat. Through hard work, you deserve a break. Have a Kit Kat. Well, dude, you gave me a bit more than a Kit Kat. Maybe we'll have a Kit Kat this weekend in my cheat meal. I'm going to see Avengers this weekend. They won't sell Kit Kats. I'll try and have a Kit Kat. Thank you, man. And I do try and work hard, but again, look at my job, man. I'm a lucky boy. Matthew Bailey. What made you start YouTube in the super chat? So I tap my heart. What made you start YouTube? How long has it been? So I was working for a media company down in Bournemouth. And I kind of saw, this was before PewDiePie blew up. So I saw that YouTube was kind of getting a lot of traction. And I was like, I think we could do, because we were making a lot of content for a disc that came with a magazine that I edited. And I was like, I think we can do something with this, because we used to commentate over game trailers. And I actually thought it was quite amusing. I wasn't able to get them to buy into the idea of putting them on YouTube. But eventually, they did start letting me shoot some. I used to go on press events. And they agreed. They bought me a camera. And I went out there, one-man band. And I started doing that kind of stuff. So it's still out there. I'm not going to tell you where it is. But you can find some really bad videos of me at a Microsoft press conference, at a Nintendo 3DS launch, where I'm trolling people because I'm a child. And it just kind of grew from there. When I started doing it, I knew that's what I wanted to try and do more of. So eventually I moved to a website called Video Game. It had a very strong YouTube presence. Tried to stamp my influence on that, and hopefully I did. And from there, from that point on, it was my goal to try and get to this point now. You ask all my mates. I said this is what I wanted to do. A lot of them thought I was crazy, but they supported me. And again, now that I can sit here, I'm actually doing it, and so far every day goes okay. That's why I just liked it. I liked the performing aspect of it. Let's not pretend otherwise. I like the immediacy of it. The fact that right now I wanted to do this, and an hour later I'm doing it, and I'm able to chat to people like your good self. It just appealed to me, and I still enjoy it. I never not enjoyed it. So, yeah. That's my favorite. My quick story. I think we did do a video about that as well. So if you go back, you'll probably be able to find it. Shout out to Richard Dulloway in the super chat, supporting. Always appreciate it. That's what that is, by the way. If I tap my heart, it means you threw in some money to the super chat. I don't know why I started that, but I did. It's DJ in the super chat. Who's the greatest ever, and why is it Stone Cold? He is 50% of my favorite wrestler ever. The other 50% is Bret Hart. Bret Hart, because he's the guy that got me into pro wrestling, and Stone Cold Steve Austin, because he cemented my love for it. And obviously they came back to back, which is why WrestleMania 13 is my favorite match. That wasn't just a transition bout for those two guys going face and heel. For me as a fan, it made me realize how brilliant all this was. So yeah, both of them. I remember my dad bought me a Stone. He went to America on a work trip, and he brought me home a Stone Cold Steve Austin t-shirt you could only get in America, and I lost my mind. I was so excited. My dad won't be watching this, but he is. Thank you, Dad. I appreciated it. AAT123 in the super chat. Favorite WWE promo of all time? Wow. That's a great question. My favorite WWE promo of all time. I mean, Austin versus The Rock before WrestleMania 17 when they're both sat on those chairs. Not really a promo, but as an interview, I love that one. All of Mankind stuff when he's talking to JR is incredible. I'm trying to think if there's one with just somebody in the ring with a microphone. It would probably be a Ric Flair promo that I'm not thinking. There'll be a Ric Flair promo that is not coming to my head. One of his many brilliant ones that people talk about all the time. It will be one of those. Ric Flair, when he just had a mic in his hand and he went crazy and stripped down, he was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Lou Camillamos, I hope that's right, said, I want to see a picture of Cy Miller with hair. They're out there, dude. Google's a wonderful thing. Google will show you pictures of my hair, so you can go find that now. James Michael, hey Simon, how long do you think Kofi will stay as champion? I think he can actually lose it at Money in the Bank, depending on what WWE wants to do. But I will take a punt and say SummerSlam. I think I'll hold it to then a good 4 months or so. How long is it? May, June, July. Oh yeah, good 4 months. Good 4 months. Lewis Marshall, do you watch MMA? If so, who would you like to go into pro wrestling? I do watch MMA, very casual MMA fan, but I think Cain Velasquez just signed up. Didn't need to be in AAA or something like that. Was it Cain Velasquez? I think so. He would rock. Put Alistair Overeem in a ring as well. I think he looks the business. So yeah, someone like that. Shout out to Charlotte in the super chat. Love your content and always look forward to your videos. Charlotte, it's just such a lovely thing to say. Do you think there's somebody out there look forwards to my content? It blows my brain. I know you probably think I don't mean it. I do. It's very, very humbling. Thank you, Charlotte. Thank you for always watching. If you didn't watch, I wouldn't have a job and I wouldn't be able to do it. So it's a two-way street. Matthew Bailey in the super chat. Gotta go. Appreciate everything you do. It helps tremendously as a young 19-year-old. You motivate me to be who I want to be. Damn, bro. You're going to make me cry up in here. That's an awesome thing to hear. Thank you, my friend. And you keep me inspired to keep doing the things that I want to do. So, hell yeah, man, live the dream. I always say that. Like, I'm not going to say that. We don't. You never know what life's going to throw at you, but just always go after what you want to do. There ain't nothing wrong with that. And if you don't make it, have a think. my bros at MMA on point. When are we seeing Miller make the jump to the UFC? Miller versus CM Punk. I'd be the one guy he could beat. I shouldn't say that. I respect what CM Punk did. Again, for all the stuff we've just been talking about. He went out there and he did something that everyone said that he shouldn't do, but he did it anyway, and he'll never regret that, even though he lost. And yeah, I just respect it. I just respect it hugely. So yeah, but he absolutely could kick my ass. I know anything when it comes to real fighting. Nothing. Max Johnson, hey Simon, I graduate from university next month. What am I supposed to do with myself? Just think about what you want to do, dude, and go after it. The first thing I said to myself was on the bus home from my last exam at university, and I said to myself, I think I want to write about video games. Somehow found a way to do it, because I had the idea in my head and I just was relentless with it and wouldn't give up. So yeah, just think what you want to do and go nuts. Spaz Phoenix in the super chat. Obviously, we don't want to judge anyone for race, color, etc. I'm worried about this one, Spaz. I'm not going to lie. But I feel like we've come around to the idea... Oh, damn chat. I feel like we've come around to the idea that hot, statuesque, blonde women are seen as undeserving by some new social standard. Have we gone the other way? But I feel like we've come around to the idea... I hope we haven't come around to that. I know. I hope we're more moving into a place where we don't judge anybody on anything, be it their race, color. We'll come up with any sort of tick box. It's still. I understand it's a problem. I don't want to come across as naive, but maybe it's a good thing that I always keep this shock value up. I think it is actually. Now I say it. I think we need to get to a stage quicker sooner than later where we judge people on who they are and their actions. Was a Batman quote? It's not who I am underneath, but what I do that defines me. Absolutely. And that's, I don't think it matters where you come from or what you look like. Everybody's different. That's the thing. Everybody's unique. Going back to the dude earlier who mentioned his chest and he feels like he has a big gap in his chest. I think that's the one best thing ever because that makes you. Like I got a big scar on the back of my head now for being a wrestler. Match 2, that went well. And for a while it bothered me. I was like, nah, man, that's my war scar. That's my story. I don't have to worry about that. And the more my face ages and I get lines over them, I get a little bit bothered. But like, no, that's my experience on my face. I sound well cheesy now, but it's true. JRG in the super chat. What is your favorite William Regal match? Well, I love his match against Goldberg, where he tries to have a match with him, but Goldberg just doesn't seem interested. It cracks me up for some reason. Otherwise, he had an Intercontinental match against Chris Jericho, right? Was that the start of WrestleMania? I like that one. I think it was Chris Jericho. But my favourite William Regal moments all come with him doing skits. The best thing about William Regal is he didn't care. He would do anything. If you asked him to be comedy, he'd do comedy. If you asked him to be serious, he'd do that. He'd always be willing to make a fool for himself. So inspired by William Regal in terms of when it comes to wrestling and not taking yourself too seriously. That's the kind of guy I want to be. I want to have fun. If it blows up, great. But I want to enjoy myself. I think it's really important. Right, here we go. Non-stop player in the super chat. Favorite System of a Down song? Bro, you're putting me on the spot. Hang on, can I get them up here quickly? I got loads. System of a Down. No, just give me the songs, damn it. Stupid thing. Maybe on that. Question comes to mind. That would be in there. ADD, American Dream Denial. Absolutely love that. Spiders is awesome. It's a stupid way to do it, isn't it? Stealing Society. Violent Pornography is great. I don't think I have one, man. I love all of their stuff. A System of a Down, one of those bands that I never, ever, ever, ever have got bored of. Metallica, System of a Down, Symphony X. They're my 3 bands. They're absolutely my 3 bands. Jessica Porter in the super chat. Love your videos. Are there any new XXX reactions coming out soon? Love your channel and Rot Reacts. Thank you, Jessica. Shout out from Rot Reacts. Yes, we did do a new X video the other day. I can't remember which one it was now, but I know he was in the title. This is how bad my brain is. So it'll be up next week. So yes, keep an eye on Rot Reacts next week. And we do have an XXX video going up. And we'll always do more of X. He is a huge reason our channel is where it is. And obviously what happened to him is awful. So rest in peace. Rest in peace to X. Super chat OMN1/. Thank you for all the entertainment. Golden up. Thank you, man. No one's ever given me a golden up. You can have a golden up too. You can have all the ups and an Oscar up, but no brown downs, obviously. Thank you, my friend. Dalton B. How is your relationship with the Cultaholic lads, and do you ever want a tattoo? Love all the Cultaholic lads. I'm happy that they're happy, and more power to them. Don't chat to them as much as I'd like, but again, that's just life. But yeah, they're good dudes. They've always been nice to me. And again, like we were just talking about, that's how I judge people. Always been really cool to me. I did want a tattoo, but I've now come around to the fact that I'm not going to get one because I don't want one enough, and I'm Jewish. And there are some Jewish laws that say you shouldn't treat your body that way. But when I was 18, I almost got a massive Batman logo on my back. I was going to have the ears coming up on my neck. I was outside the tattoo shop, and eventually I talked myself out of it. Even as soon as last year or 2 years ago, I was going to get this Metallica hybrid that someone made for me. It was really cool. But again, I just didn't want it enough. So I've never got it. I've never ever got it. But it's always been something I wanted to do. But as I was never 100% sure, I decided against it. And also, I never wanted all the the taking care of you had to do afterwards, because I always felt like I wouldn't be able to go to the gym. What a parody. What a human parody I am. Right, I know I've missed some now. Let's just go up. JRG in the super chat on the heart. William Regal is my favourite wrestler ever. Dude, he's one of mine as well. He's amazing. If he could face any wrestler on the planet today, who would you want to see him fight most? Daniel Bryan. They're such good friends, and they both understand each other so well. I think they'd be able to do serious, I think they'd be able to do comedy, and I think they'd have all the fun in the world. If Daniel Bryan and William Regal could, just say the network died tomorrow, and WWE said this pay-per-view is going to be $50, I would buy that pay-per-view just for that match. I would love it so much, because when you see them together, it kind of makes you love wrestling even more than you already do. So yeah, so I'm just making sure I scroll so I don't miss anything. For people that don't really get William Regal, just go watch some of his matches. I promise you, he will win you over eventually. He is the best. He is the absolute best. CM Cullick 1, you're a Symphony X fan? Yes, dude. I have liked Symphony X since I was 15 years old. And my man Ben, who was an exchange student from America, came over to my school, and I told him how much I liked orchestra with metal, because I was listening to S&M a lot of the time. And he went out and found this band called Symphony X, and I've loved them ever since. Yeah, and I was 15 years old. So they basically only just started. They'd only just started. And I fell in love with them. I've seen them every time they've come over to the UK. The worst story I have about Symphony X, I was going to a gig once. The only time this ever happened to me in my life, I got pickpocketed. But I wanted to see them so much, someone nicked my tickets. I went and bought a ticket from a tout. It was probably my ticket. I probably bought my ticket back. But that's how much I wanted to see them. I absolutely loved them. Sam Lane, do you watch much boxing? If so, Fury should have won the match against Floyd. Floyd Mayweather. Do you mean Tyson Fury? Trust me, Tyson Fury never fought Floyd Mayweather. I do like boxing. Again, casual fan. I was reading up this morning about how Deontay Wilder may not be fighting Anthony Joshua for a while because he's got all 3 of his fights lined up. It's a mess between those 3. But hey, look, they've got to make their money. So, what am I going to do? And Travis Boswell, am I supposed to drink my protein shake before or after I work out? You always want to get your protein in as soon as you've worked out. You've broken those muscles down. They need to be built back up. Down a protein shake, and all that juicy protein will go through to where it needs to be. Rob Bunce, what do you think of the band Dream Theater? Could never get into Dream Theater, and I don't know why. I really wanted to, but for some reason, I just couldn't. And I can't explain why. They're exactly what I would like. But yet, there are a couple. I like... I'll tell you what I like, because again, it's on my phone. My favourite song of theirs was The Test That Stumped Them All. I like that, but other than that, I respect them and I think they're really good, but I never really super got into them. Who knows why? It's weird music, isn't it? Darnkish Rogue Miller, why is the strip under the WWE logo of the Universal title black? I don't know, man. What a great question. Because WWE just wanted it that way. Kurt Martin, thoughts on Megadeth? Yep, love Megadeth. Sort of like my top of my tier 2 bands, if that makes sense. Awesome band, but never really blew up my brain as much as some other guys did. But still great. Love Dave Mustaine. I went to see Megadeth at Manchester Academy 2 in Manchester, obviously. And it was a tiny building. I remember Dave Mustaine saying, "Doctor said I shouldn't play guitar anymore because my arm's broken. Screw the doctor." He didn't say screw. It started going, crazy Dave Mustaine. Spencer Schuber, what is a finisher you would never want to take? Banned moves excluded. Well, the Burning Hammer isn't banned, is it? I don't want to take no Burning Hammer. I'd absolutely die. And Owen Meany, any gym advice for someone who wants to become a wrestler? Thanks, Simon. Go to wrestling training. People hate it when I say that, but I learned that the hard way. I tried to get myself in the best shape possible and then realized the only training you can do, the best kind of training you can do for wrestling training is go to wrestling training. So just go. In the meantime, obviously up your cardio, get to the gym, hit the weights, but don't overthink it. Go and enjoy yourself first and foremost. And you'll get in shape eventually. They'll make sure, a good trainer will make sure you will. Right, one more, and I will go with Missy Tributes. Do you have any pets? I don't. I'll tell you my dog story. I got attacked as a dog when I was a kid. It scarred my chest. Still got a little scar across here. And ever since then, I've always been a little bit afraid of animals. Not in a bad way. You know, I'm not against animals. I think it's lovely that people have relationships with them. But it was just, just scared me. It just as simple as that. So I'm just scrolling through. I think I've missed a super chat. It just scared me. And, you know, that's why I'm not really a big animal guy. Because deep down in my subconscious, in my psyche, I've got that in there. And with that, we will bring it to the end. I said I'd do around half an hour. Thanks, everyone, for joining me. I love doing this. I always find it fun. Again, please subscribe. Hit the subscribe right now. It's right there. Smash it. And if you can support me at Patreon, there is a link in the description below. And we've got some merch, too. So we'll do another one of these soon. Again, we do them every week on the Patreon. Join my podcast live. We'll do that Tuesday. We're going to try Tuesday again, 1 p.m. BST. And there'll be a brand new podcast, hopefully, next Thursday. And if you are in Newcastle tomorrow, go to the Fight Wrestling. Get yourself a ticket. Come down. Come watch my comeback match. Who knows what's going to happen? Hopefully nothing bad. Hopefully it'll be positive. Let me load up all my my little bits and bobs. But thanks so much. I enjoyed this. It's always fun. I'll just put the starting soon one back up because it's easier. Have great weekends, people. Live every day to the fullest. I know it's cheesy. I know it's an Instagram quote. But hey, if you do it, it's good. It's fun. Love you lots. I'll see you soon.